Welcome back to The Slate. I'm Nick Maslow.
And I'm Jenny Hamilton. Today on The Slate, I talk to UM students about the new George Clooney flick, Up in the Air.
Also, we give you another in-depth look at the world according to Danny.
And finally, we give you our top 5 best scenes in Indy films.
Hey Jenny, what's your favorite Indy film?
It would have to be that movie with the monkey. Dunstan Checks In.
Jenny, that's not an independent film.
Oh, it is.
Let's start off the movie news with the worst film of the year. Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen was by far the year's biggest blockbuster, so it's no surprise that it's already become the highest-selling HD DVD of the year. Intelligent, cultured people have gobbled up 1.2 million Blu-ray copies of this film. They want to watch toys blowing each other up. In its first week of release, the film sold 7.5 million DVDs and is poised to top this year's highest-selling title, Twilight. Rumors are abuzz that Transformers 2's great success has inspired director Michael Bay to make an Armageddon sequel. Get this, Ben Affleck will be starring as the asteroid. Matt Damon and Josh Brolin will be joining the cast of the Coen brothers' remake of the classic John Wayne Western, True Grit. Jeff Bridges has already signed on to play tough-as-nails lawman Rooster Cogburn, a role previously played by the Duke. Damon will take on the role of Glenn Campbell, a Texas Ranger that helps Cogburn track a deadly outlaw, played by Brolin. The Coen brothers' next project will be a remake of the classic 80s film, Mac and Me. What's the difference between Stomp the Yard and Birth of a Nation? Well, one is a blatantly racist film that features a stereotypical portrayal of African Americans. The other is Birth of a Nation. For reasons unknown to the Slate, a sequel to Stomp the Yard is in the works. With that being said, a third film in this series is on the fast track to production. The third film will be directed by Clint Eastwood and star Nelson Mandela, Morgan Freeman, and Danny Glover. And now let's toss it over to Jenny, who will discuss Up in the Air.
Thanks, Nick. I'm here with Gabe Villanueva and Jordan Berry, who will talk to us about George Clooney's new film, Up in the Air. What was this film about?
Well, basically, the film is about this man, Ryan Bingham, who he's the best in his business. And his business is, frankly, he travels the world, the country, excuse me, and he fires people for companies that can't do it themselves. And then suddenly, this is all turned upside down because he is, for lack of a better word, grounded when his company decides to revolutionize itself, and they choose to go with a more toned-down approach to what they do.
Oh, so how did you feel about the movie? Did you enjoy it? Or?
I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was extremely well done. It was such a wonderful script. It was really rhetorically brilliant, and then it was really emotional by the end, so that you were ready to, because of that rhetorical stuff in the beginning, you were able to fully invest in the character, and then you were able to go with them on their journey at the end. And that was really something special, and the performances really brought out why the script was so good.
Right, right. One of the biggest strengths about the movie is obviously that conceptually it's very simple. I mean there aren't very humongous story arcs, and there's not 8 different stories going on at one different time that you need to follow. It's very simply about one man with one very simple goal, and it has that very indie kind of quality to it, and I think that's something that Jason Reitman really is able to pull off really well, kind of like what early Scorsese did for like gritty like boxing and gangster movies. Reitman's really able to do that with kind of like black comedy and characters that kind of go against the grain. Like you can see with a lot of his previous works, like Juno, who was a pregnant teenage girl, and Thank You for Smoking, which was a spokesman for a tobacco company. Up in the Air is no different. I mean, you have a guy who's going around firing people for a living, and you end up loving him by the end.
Thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate it. Nick, I hear we have a new PSA coming up.
That is right, Jenny. The following public service announcement may be a touchy subject for some, but we here at The Slate felt that it was an important issue that deserved to be addressed.
Oh, hi! I'm Marcy Springfield, and I'm Preggers. no accident. Oh no, this little bun in the oven was baked all on purpose. What inspired this squishy fetus of love, you may ask? Why, it was the film Juno, of course. I just love that Ellen Page. Her witty banter and nothing-to-lose personality really made my knees weak. She taught me that getting knocked up was cool. But I am here to teach y'all that being pregnant and having a little baby nesting inside your uterus is anything but cool. You see, I don't wear vintage t-shirts and listen to underground rock bands with older men who are secretly attracted to me. I don't have an orange TikTok-popping boyfriend with cute yellow short shorts. I don't have parents that always know the right thing to say. I was never nominated for an Academy Award or interviewed by Barbara Walters. My life is quite the opposite. In fact, it kind of sucks. My boyfriend Floyd, he works at a bowling alley, and he can't even read. And I can't even move. I waddle. Do you know what it's like to waddle? It's humiliating. And all I want to do is eat Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey ice cream. And when that Lady Gaga song comes on the radio, I just wanna... My name is Marcy Springfield. Stay celibate, ladies.
Teen pregnancy, you gotta love it. Now, since we are talking about independent films, let me turn you on to a movie a lot of you may not have seen. I'm talking about Glengarry Glen Ross. Yes, it's a movie about salesmen, no sex, no explosions, I understand that. But don't let that stop you. The film stars Kevin Spacey before he was famous, Al Pacino before Righteous Kill, and Jack Lemmon when he was actually alive. Even without boobs and blasts, Glengarry Glen Ross is the ultimate guy flick. The insults, the put-downs in this movie are absolutely classic. Alec Baldwin makes Samuel L. Jackson look like a Care Bear.
I've been in this business 15 years.
What's your name?
You! That's my name. You know why, mister? Because you drove a Hyundai to get here tonight. I drove an $80,000 BMW. That's my name.
So finally, watch Glengarry Glen Ross. In the words of the diabolical Hans Landa from Inglourious Basterds,
that's a bingo.
Could not have said it better myself. Back to you, Nick.
Thank you, Danny. Now this week on Take 5, we give you our top 5 favorite moments in indie films.
At number 5, Guy Pearce is being gunned down but can't remember a thing in Memento.
Okay, so what am I doing? Oh, I'm chasing this guy. No, he's chasing me.
At number 4, Alfred Molina is high as a kite in Boogie Nights.
At number 3, a dysfunctional family does the super freak in Little Miss Sunshine.
At number 2, Nicolas Cage undergoes some serious writer's block and adaptation.
I should get coffee. Coffee would help me think. But I should write something first, then reward myself with coffee. Coffee and a muffin.
And at number 1, Samuel L. Jackson gives us a lesson in hitman etiquette in Pulp Fiction.
What? What country you from? What? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what? What? English, mother. Do you speak it? Yes.
That's all the time we have on UMTV's The Slate. Be sure and check us out on Facebook and YouTube. And check out all the other great shows on UMTV.
Now don't go anywhere. In honor of our favorite indie film, we give you the best of Pulp Fiction, and don't hesitate to actually read the credits too.
Marvin, what do you make of all this?
Man, I don't even have an opinion.
Well, you gotta have an opinion. I mean, do you think that God came down from heaven and stopped? Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face. What?